Okay. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Wow Farm Talk. Today I come to learn about poultry. So let's go and meet our farmer. Okay, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, brother?
Okay, we are fine. So, so can you introduce yourself to us?
Well, my name is Ebenezer Kojotu, Ghana's most outstanding teacher 2021 and Global Education Awards winner 2022. I'm a staff of Winneba Secondary School, and I am also a farmer. In fact, an awards-winning farmer. 2017, I was the best livestock farmer in the Futu municipality of Ghana, and 2020, I was the overall best farmer, second runner-up for the Futu municipality. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Congrats for your awards.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Can you know, like, we want to know if somebody wants to start poultry farmer, what the person will need to start poultry.
All right, thank you very much. To begin a poultry farming, you need a lot of planning, and also you need resources. And resources we're talking about at least funds. Uh, Poultry farming is such a way that you don't begin and stop in a way, especially when you are talking about layers. No, so you have to really be prepared, and you also factor the number of beds that you have to take, and then uh, the resources that will be able to allow you to cater for them. Yeah. Then your structure is also very, very important because it is the number of beds that is going to influence your structure. It is actually not anything big. I started with only 4 beds,
Wow.
only 4 beds, and today I have a lot of them. But if you go to the other rooms, there are a lot of them. Uh-huh. So I started with only 4 beds. I mean, I've never been a farmer before. None of my family members have been a farmer before. A colleague teacher of mine was going on transfer. He had 8 beds, and I bought 4. And I started, and before I realized that's where I've reached. So it is not any big deal, but it's about the zeal, the determination. That's what's going to really happen. So first, you have to plan very well, thinking about the number of beds that you're going to start with, uh, the structure you're going to put in place, and then the resources, especially the fund that they can place there so that you can use it to take care of the bed. Why am I saying so? You're going to use well broilers. Broilers, they are those that can mature within shortest possible time, within 3 months. Or did I say 3 months? Within 2 weeks, 2 months, 8 weeks should be ready for you. So between 8 weeks to 12 weeks should be ready. Even that one, when you start, broilers they eat a lot, so it means you have to get enough resources. And they start as chicks. The feed consumption is not so much, but as they develop, as they grow, then they keep on eating so much. So if you do not prepare yourself with that, then it will get a time you don't have money to feed them, and then whatever you have invested is going to be at a loss. In the same way, talking about layers, you have to feed them from day old chicks level to about 4 months, 5 months, and they will start laying full from 6 months going. So just imagine you're going to take about 100 beds. You have to factor so much into it because as soon as you bring them to your farm, caring for them, giving them vaccination and those kind of, all of them, and then the feeding for about 5 months before they start laying for you. So if you do not have resources, you get to about 2 months, 3 months, and then you see that you have locked up somewhere. And sometimes some people normally would sell their bets away. After spending so much into it, they sell their bets away very cheap. So if you really want to go into farming and then you want to do it very well, then you have to do a lot. Especially, let me use about if you're going to use about 100 bets, let's use about 100 beds.
Okay.
Now, one bed at the market is about within 15 series to 20 series.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 to 20, and then the local ones can get about 12 series. So, if you are to wear 100 beds, then you have to just factor that amount.
Okay.
Let's say 20 series times because transportation and all that
Okay.
will be multiplied by the 100.
That's total.
Yes, that's separate. That is just for the beds. The vaccination has not come in, the feeding has not come in, and the rest. So 2,000 let's put it that every week or in total before you can really take care of them before they can, you need about more than 30,000 before
30,000.
they can really get matured for you to,
Wow.
or even more, or even more. So it's a gradual process, but of course you don't need it as a bulk.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're a government worker, well, as and when you need them, you can just bring money to
Okay.
take it. But of course, you have to get some resources somewhere to cater for them. Other than that, you lock up and then the best they are such a way that if you stop feeding them, if you starve them, they are going to also going to what? Starve you. For
Wow.
the layers, we have a term we call them feed me, make you happy.
Wow.
So if you treat them good, layers, if you treat them good, they're also going to lay for you. But if you don't treat them bad, if you starve them water, if you starve them feed, if you starve them attention, vaccination, they also not perform for you and you'll be at a loss.
Okay. So please, yes, if I chip in, if I yes, a lot of the layers. So is it the layers they go out eh,
I have been fortunate that within 4 months,
4 months?
some have started laying.
Okay.
But basically from 5 months going, that's when they start laying.
Okay. So if it starts with end there, like what about the feeding? The feeding, how do you feed them daily or
Thank you very much. So when you bring them, the chicks, some are sold locally, some are also imported. Mostly we import them.
okay?
Uh-huh. So as soon as before you even bring the deal, which is you are booked when you book them, before you bring them, you have to prepare your farm.
Okay.
You have to prepare a special room, we call it brooding room. You
Okay.
have to prepare it and then cover the whole place with polythene sheets to ensure that and then generate heat. Some use gas, I have the gas. Some use Japan coal pot. Some use there are a lot of mechanisms that people
Okay.
use. Some use even coal pot, normal coal pot, and then they just light the fire in it. So you have to really, and then you have to lay the floor of that room, building room, with brown paper
Okay.
or it's supposed to be clean so that no particle will be seen on them. So when the birds are brought, and you have to generate the heat is supposed to be up small so that when the chicks are brought, as soon as you send them there, they already having the heat.
It's okay.
And they will be stressed up. So when they come, what you do is that first and foremost, you give them glucose because they have traveled from maybe outside Ghana or from Kumasi or whatever. They've traveled, so they have been stressed out. So you give them glucose water.
Okay.
So that you and that way you don't just put them there. As you we also use it to count. As you are
Okay.
bringing them from the box, you count them. So you put their beaks
It's
inside the water,
water. Okay.
so that they will taste it and then to encourage them to drink the
Drink it.
water.
Okay.
And as you are doing that, you'll be counting them as well, so that you know that your stock is okay or not. Then after that, you can because of the stress, it is not advisable to feed them straight away. You can allow about an hour or 2 hours before you can feed them. But if they have stayed longer period, they have delayed, then you have to start feeding them. Other than that, they will die. So you have to give, and this brooding will go on until they start growing feathers.
Wow.
Yeah, so for about 2, 3, 4 weeks, they may be in the brooding house.
So from day 1 to 1 month.
Sometimes less, about 3. As soon as they start growing feathers, you can open because the feather that's going to give them warmness.
Worms. Okay.
So that you can just open it up and then keep on feeding them. But of course, there's vaccination that you have to also give them every week. You have to give them vaccination every week. You have to give them vaccination.
Wow.
So all those who import the bird, when you're going for the bird, they'll give you the vaccination schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they will give you the service so that you follow.
Sure.
Okay. So do you have a secret for them, or is do you have a medicine or something that if somebody is sick, I can give to them?
Oh, sure. We have a lot of, as for medication, there are many, but they have been grouped according to antibiotics, vitamins, and then vitamin antibiotics, apart from the vaccination.
Okay.
So the antibiotics, that's when they are severely sick, then you introduce that one.
Okay.
Other than that, if me and you are not sick, we take medicine. We don't normally take the medicine when we are not sick. So the best is not advisable to. That's what we always want the bird to be produce organic eggs for us. So you don't have to be giving them so much antibiotics.
Okay.
But of course, vitamins it help them to what eat. Vitamins help them to what to eat, and then for their digestive system to work very well. So sometimes, mostly, we give them vitamins. Then sometimes antibiotics based on when they are sick or not. And sometimes you can Also, we have other medicine called vitamin antibiotics. So that way you can also introduce that. But we hardly introduce the antibiotics
Okay.
unless some bird is so severely sick. Yeah.
Okay. In the morning, what activity do you normally do?
Thank you very much. So in early morning, when I come to the farm, the first thing is to check, because we are around the bush, so to check in terms of safety.
Okay.
Sometimes you get a snake or other animals around. So
Okay.
I come and then I make sure that I spy to see if the place is safe, and you just have to check around. So if the place is safe, you have to give them water. You have to change their water. You have every if you are giving them medication every 24 hours, you have to change it. If
Wow.
normal water, fine. You give them as for you come and then top it up and then you give them. Then you give them feed as
Okay.
well. And that is the morning. So from the morning afternoon going, you start coming for your eggs. So you can see that we have taken all the eggs.
Yes.
If it was in the morning, you see there are a lot of eggs.
So do you have a special food for them?
Yes, we have a lot of feeds. I mean, different brands. I use sometimes I use Gavco. Now I'm using Kujis. So
Okay.
the feeds to when they are chicks, we give them chick mash. If it is
Okay.
broiler, we give them broiler starter. And that
Okay.
help them to grow and grow well. They will, as they are growing to the middle, we give them grower. And then
Okay.
as they grow to maturity, they start laying, we give them, as they grow up, prepare them to what? To lay.
Lay.
And then
Okay.
as they start laying, we give them the layer mash.
Okay. So the layers a day, how many egg they able to produce?
Every bird is supposed to produce one
Egg
egg a day.
a day. Wow.
However, so when you calculate like that, they will say that within 7 days, it's supposed to produce egg every day.
Every day.
It's not always like that. Based on the conditions, sometimes a bird can produce 5 times a week or 6 times a week, or sometimes they are not well treated, can be 3 or 2, and that means you are losing.
You're using.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, if somebody is sick, how do you identify that this one is sick?
Thank you very much. So sometimes you come see that they are all active.
Okay.
Let's look at the one that is laying there.
Okay.
I can see it is active, but even if it is sick, it will be very dull and stuff. So when you touch it and it is not moving up and down, then it means there's something wrong. They have to bring it down.
Okay.
Sometimes you can see that their combs become very pale. Even that's what we use to even determine birds that are laying and those that are not laying.
Wow.
The comb is very pale. If the comb is very active, then you see that everything is okay. But if the comb is very pale and then the animal is sick, is not able to move up and down, then you see that there's something wrong with the animal.
Okay.
Sometimes if they start dying, can do postmortem. You can do what we call postmortem. Then you see what is really wrong with them. Then you can.